Welcome back to Global Bike Buzz, the channel where we bring you the latest, deepest, and most detailed looks at the motorcycles shaping the industry. Today, we've got something incredibly special, a bike that's been stirring up the entire racing and performance community, and also making waves among those who simply appreciate cutting-edge two-wheel engineering. This is the 2026 Yamaha M1 V4. The machine that represents the pinnacle of Yamaha's MotoGP-derived technology being translated into a motorcycle that riders around the world have been waiting for. Sit back, because we're going to take a long, detailed look at this bike from every angle, talk about what makes it so different, how it feels to ride, and what kind of investment it's going to demand if you decide this is the bike that belongs in your garage. When you first see the Yamaha M1 V4 in person, the immediate impression is aggression balanced with elegance. Yamaha's design language has always been about sharpness, and in this latest model, it's been taken to an entirely new level. At the front, the bike greets you with a pair of ultra-slim LED headlights that have been seamlessly integrated into a wind tunnel sculpted nose cone. It looks like a predator staring straight at you, with aerodynamic winglets jutting out that are not just for show. They've been tested extensively to generate downforce, improve stability under high acceleration, and keep the front end pinned to the tarmac even as the engine unleashes its monstrous power. The fairing has been sculpted to slice through the air with almost surgical precision, and if you look closely, you'll notice the attention to airflow management, from the intake ducts to the cooling channels that guide air toward the radiators and engine core. It is form-following function, and yet, Yamaha's designers have made it look stunning. Move along the side of the bike, and the muscular stance becomes even more evident. The proportions are compact but purposeful, with the aluminum twin-spar frame partially exposed and wrapped tightly around that all-new V4 engine. The fairings hug the machine closely, emphasizing the aerodynamics while revealing just enough mechanical aggression to remind you that this is a racing machine first and foremost. The ergonomics from the side profile tell you that this bike is built for performance. A low clip-on handlebars, a high rear set of foot pegs, and a seat unit designed to lock the rider into the optimal racing posture. The tank has been shaped to allow the rider to grip firmly with their knees while also being narrow enough to let you move side to side with precision when cornering at extreme lean angles. The lines are sharp, aggressive, and futuristic, but what really makes the side view special are the details. At the rear, the Yamaha M1 V4 makes another bold impression. The tail section is sharp and minimalist, tapering into an aerodynamic blade-like finish. Integrated LED taillights give it a futuristic glow, and the single-seat design screams track focus. Underneath, the exposed rear swing arm is a work of art, made of lightweight aluminum with a race-inspired bracing structure. The rear tire is massive, wide enough to plant every ounce of horsepower the V4 engine produces, while the underbody exhaust exits with a subtle but menacing finish. The back of the bike carries that MotoGP DNA proudly. It's aggressive, functional, and designed to look like it's in motion even when standing still. When you see the Yamaha M1 V4 from behind, you know instantly this isn't a casual street machine. It's a thoroughbred built to dominate circuits. And speaking of what's inside, the heart of this motorcycle is where Yamaha has made the biggest leap. The new V4 engine is a 1000cc beast, replacing the inline-4 layout Yamaha had championed for decades in its MotoGP efforts. With the shift to a V4, Yamaha joins its rivals in pursuing the configuration that offers the perfect balance of power delivery, compact design, and superior mass centralization. This 1000cc V4 produces a staggering 230 horsepower at peak output, with torque figures that are equally jaw-dropping, delivering smooth, predictable drive out of corners but with enough explosive force to push you down a straight at frightening speeds. The firing order has been tuned to deliver that distinct Yamaha character, growling, snarling, and then screaming as it climbs through the rev range. Engineers have worked tirelessly to balance mechanical ferocity with rideability, so while the numbers are outrageous, the bike isn't trying to throw the rider off. It's precise, it's intelligent, and it's frighteningly effective. Yamaha didn't stop with just the engine. The performance package of the M1 V4 is a showcase of what modern superbike engineering can achieve. The frame and swing arm are crafted with a blend of aluminum and carbon composites, ensuring the bike remains both lightweight and rigid. giving riders unmatched confidence when pushing through corners. Suspension comes courtesy of A-Lins, fully electronic and semi-active, adjusting in real time based on the rider's inputs and the road surface. Braking is delivered by Brembo-style EMA calipers paired with carbon ceramic discs, ensuring fade-free stopping power even after repeated laps at maximum intensity. The electronics suite is equally advanced, featuring Yamaha's next-generation 6-axis EMU, traction control, slide control, anti-wheelie systems, engine brake management, and multiple riding modes that allow you to tailor the bike's behavior from road to track with a few button presses. The TFT display is crisp, customizable, and connected, integrating GPS lap timing, ride data recording, and even smartphone connectivity for those who dare to mix convenience with such raw performance. When you ride the Yamaha M1 V4, the experience is transformative. Acceleration is instantaneous, the kind of launch that compresses your chest and leaves you breathless. The power delivery feels endless, and yet it's remarkably manageable thanks to the electronics and the inherent balance of the V4 design. Cornering feels like defying physics. The bike leans with you, holds its line with razor-sharp precision, and then rockets out of bends with a force that can only be described as addictive. Stability at speed is outstanding, largely thanks to the aerodynamic package and the downforce swinglets doing their job. At over 300 km/h, you feel as though the bike is glued to the road, unwavering, determined. Yamaha has built not just a motorcycle but an experience, one that bridges the gap between MotoGP prototype and road-legal superbike in a way very few machines ever have. Of course, such a bike comes with a price, and the Yamaha M1 V4 is positioned firmly in the premium superbike territory. Expected prices vary depending on the market, but estimates place it in the range of $48,000 to $52,000. For European markets, that translates to around $45,000 to $50,000, and in Japan, somewhere in the ballpark of 6.5 to 7 million yen. It's not a bike for everyone, it's a machine for those who understand what they're buying, who can appreciate that this isn't just transportation but a masterpiece of engineering. Yamaha may also release limited edition variants with even lighter components, track-only specifications, and exclusive liveries, which will command even higher prices, likely pushing well past the $60,000 mark. But for those who want the closest thing to a MotoGP bike in their garage, the cost is justified. At the end of the day, the 2026 Yamaha M1 V4 is more than just another superbike. It's a statement of intent from Yamaha, proving that they are still willing to push boundaries, still ready to go head-to-head with the fiercest rivals, and still capable of producing machines that inspire awe. The design is stunning, the engineering is flawless, and the performance is mind-blowing. It's not a bike for casual Sunday riders, and it's certainly not a machine built to blend in. It's a bike for those who crave the ultimate expression of speed, technology, and racing heritage distilled into two wheels. If you ever get the chance to see one in person, to sit on it, or, if you're lucky enough, to ride it, you'll understand why it's already being talked about as one of the greatest superbikes ever built. That brings us to the end of this in-depth review here on Global Bike Buzz. We've taken you around the exterior, through the engine, explored the performance, and even touched on the price. The Yamaha M1 V4 is not just a motorcycle, it's a dream made real. And for 2026, it sets the new standard for what a superbike can be. If you enjoyed this detailed look and want to see more of the world's